extra time.
Chris Mitchell, BBC Sport. Given everything that's happened to Australia over recent months and post Cape Town, are you expecting to meet a different sort of side that play differently? And do you think for that reason they could be vulnerable?
I personally don't think any Australian side is vulnerable at home. You definitely cannot take any side for granted, and more so Australia in Australia, because whatever happened, regardless of all the things that have gone by, the skill level is still there. So you have to respect that. At the end of the day, how much ever you talk or you behave in a certain manner, it's your skill that counts. And they certainly have the skill to still dominate at home, and we'll have to be at our best to be very competitive and get the results that we want here. So we're definitely not taking anything for granted. We're not even expecting them to play in a certain manner. We just want to focus on our skills and the things that we need to do right, because us as a side, we're looking forward to correcting the things that haven't gone right in the last 2 tours that have been on. So our focus is purely on our team.
Virat, it's been a very impressive, successful year for your fast bowlers away from home. But historically, Indian fast bowlers come to take wickets on these pitches. After 2 tours of Australia, have you figured out what your bowlers need to take wickets, and do you think this attack can do that?
I think it's pretty different from the last time we came here. There's much more experience. The guys are much more fitter than they were last time when we came here. So I think in Australia, the key is to keep bowling in good areas for longer periods of time, and the conditions also become hard because it can get really hot, and the pitches can be flat purely because of the Kookaburra not doing much after 20 odd overs until it reverses around 45-50. That middle phase is very, very crucial. So we've identified those things, and the guys themselves feel that they are at the peak of their skill levels at the moment, and they're looking forward to this challenge. We don't want to be in a situation where we're looking for ideal bowling conditions or ideal batting conditions. So the bowlers are in a mindset where whatever the situation might be or however hard it might be, they're looking forward to performing in those conditions and doing what the team wants at the end of the day. No one's going to go out there gunning for a 6-wicket haul themselves. If it takes 8 good overs in a spot and getting a wicket for the team, they're ready to do that. So I think that mindset is very crucial, and that feedback is coming from the bowlers themselves. So it's not been told to them. They are talking about all these things, which I think is a very positive sign.
Virat, happy hunting ground for you personally. After scoring a ton in England, you said the one in Adelaide still is your favorite. Happy to be back.
Yeah, I love coming to this ground. The city in general, I really enjoy the city. I don't know what the connection is, but I just feel really good here. And not to say that performances are always guaranteed in a certain place, but yeah, coming to Adelaide, I feel different from any other place that I've gone in the world, and that's just been the case. And it happens to every cricketer. They do have a favorite sort of ground away from home, and for me, Adelaide always has been special, because I scored my first test done here. So from then on, the connection started. But yeah, it's a great place to play cricket in general. I mean, the stadium's been redone. The pitch has always been good. So it's about which team plays better. It's that kind of a wicket. There are no givens on the Adelaide pitch, and yeah, I've enjoyed my cricket here.
Virat, your third test for Australia. You had so many other batsmen who have been here and have played test cricket before. So how much of familiarity, how much will it help going into this year?
It certainly will help, the fact that we've played quite a few test matches here before, all of us, and we've scored runs. So I think that's even more important, to know that you've performed in a certain place and you know how to get runs there. It's all about remembering those good things that we did and applying it here. I know England and South Africa were tougher. Australia, if the batsmen apply themselves, it can be a great place to bat as well. But it takes character. It takes grinding out tough situations, because as I said, the Australian team has great skills, especially their bowling attack is really strong. So they will challenge us definitely a lot more. So we will just have to ride that particular phase and then capitalize on the sessions that go our way. So I think as batsmen we are looking forward to that opportunity, and purely because we need to step up as a batting group. We understand that the bowlers are in great bowling form, as we all know. It's just a collective performance that needs to go in and on a regular basis. It should not be one odd test match. So that's a challenge we're looking forward to.
Yeah. Have you decided on your 11 tomorrow? And if you haven't, can you tell us what positions you're sort of tossing up and sort of?
We have the 12 ready. He'll be announcing after the press conference.
After the press conference, yeah.
You played two spinners in overseas tests this year. You played two spinners only once. That was at Lords. You played with a lone spinner most of the time in 5 bowling attack. How does that change when you don't have somebody like Hardik Pandya? If you do go in with a 4 bowler attack on pitch or in a series like this?
It obviously has an impact. I mean, every side would like to have a fast bowling all-rounder, which we do not have right now with Hardik injured. So that's obviously a great sort of luxury to have for any side. We do not, so we'll have to go in with the best combination possible for us. Again, the workload on the guys who will play in absence of the all-rounder, the workload will be high, but that's something that already has been discussed, that they should look forward to that and not think of it as a burden or something which is going to be tough, because at international level things are tough. So we'll just have to embrace that and make something out of the resources that we have at present, and try to put in the performances that the team expects players to. So losing Hardik is obviously a bit of an issue, but I don't see that as a major issue, because in Australia, you still have to bowl really well, even if you're an all-rounder, to contain batsmen, which is always a challenge.
One second.
Sorry? He'll be announcing the 12th, so I'm not going to talk about it now.
Last two. Yeah, Gaurav.
Just in recent times, India hasn't got off to the best start in the first test matches. In England, you touched on it, saying we need to play with a bit more freedom. Have you guys talked about it, and what's been the sort of, the discussion about how to start better in that first test match?
Yes, for sure. I mean, we're not looking to start tentatively. I think we all want to express ourselves, go out there and be positive. Not meaning that we're going to play rash shots or, we're going to be all over the place with the ball, but just in our heads. Wanting to bring our A game in the first game itself, and then try to lay a good foundation for us to capitalize on that as the series goes on. We don't want to wait to figure out what's happening with the conditions or the pitch. We got to read it really early and then alter our games accordingly, which I think we've failed to do in the last 2 tours. When we've done it, we've won games, but we'll have to do it for longer periods to be able to win a series, which is our goal. So we don't want to be a side that plays exciting cricket in one test match. We want to be a consistent side, and for that I think we need to adapt quicker than we have in the past.
Do you change your plans according to the Australian team? They're not playing Mitchell Marsh, so they'll have Nathan Lyon there. If you can take Nathan Lyon down, you're going to really change their plans. Would you go in with them?
Well, last time we played here, we had to sort of be positive against him, because he's such a good bowler, especially in these conditions. He understands the pace of the wicket, the bounce it's going to provide him, and where the fielders should be. He hits the bat harder and quicker than any other spinners that I've faced in Australia. So look, it's you have to be at your best against guys like Nathan and their bowling attacks. So we're definitely not going to think too much about anyone, but we're also not going to be tentative against anyone. We just have to back our game and make sure that we are confident of our skill set. And guys have to find ways of playing different bowlers accordingly. Some might want to sweep an off spinner, some might not. So we'll just have to figure out our own game plans, as I said, adapt quickly and then see how the wicket's behaving, and then find a way to score runs. We just don't want to stand out there and do nothing. You got to find ways to score runs if you want to win test matches.
Last two.
One of the old things about the Australian team is, if an individual player is looking for motivation, they might get into a contest or get into an individual battle with another player. Given what's happened with the Australian team this year, do you expect that sort of thing to happen as happens in Test series? Do you think that'll be too hard for them to, go away?
I personally don't think that any team should be totally negative after something like that happens. I don't see stuff happening which has happened in the past where both teams have crossed the line, but still you have to it's a competitive sport at the end of the day. It's international cricket. We do not expect guys to just come in and bowl and just walk back. Obviously there are going to be times when you have to put the batsman under pressure, not necessarily crossing the line, but just get into their heads, which you expect from any side in the world, not just Australia, but So I think it is going to be there, but it's not going to be at the level that has happened in the past, where both teams have lost control. So, but the competitiveness will be there, because you eventually want to get guys out. If the situation is going your way and you understand you're up against an important guy in the opposition, you will go hard at that person, be it in your body language or just putting in a word or two. But I don't see anything radical happening, because the skill set is high, so we necessarily would not need to get into anything. But yeah, at times when situations are difficult, you do find ways to upset the batsman's rhythm, and I think a bit of banter there is not harmful at all.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.